Hello my lovelies, and welcome back to Colours of Nature Art, and happy Dephemerember everybody, which as always is hosted by Luise Heinzl from Junk Journal Art and Barbara from 49 Dragonflies. And the first prompt for this year is altered playing cards. Well, I have to say this was the very first time I have ever done an altered playing card. And actually, the cards inspired what I was going to do. So let me explain. When I was little, I was fine. I knew that hearts were hearts. That was simple. If you're a child, those looked like spades, so that was also quite easy. Diamonds were diamonds, but these clubs didn't mean a thing when you're little. So to me, they were blackberries, and I'm afraid they're still blackberries. So the blackberries from the pack of cards has actually the inspiration behind the page that I ended up doing. So let's pick those up. And the other thing I noticed when I was doing these cards, I don't know if you can see if I hold them up a bit, how they are already very sort of worn all around the edge. So I don't really have to put vintage photo around them or anything. And after I'd sort of chopped up one of the blackberry cards, halfway through chopping it up, I thought, hang on a minute, how old are these cards? And my birthday, I will be 70. And these are the same playing cards that I was using as a child, which were my parents', which then even possibly belonged to my grandparents, but certainly to my parents. And I suddenly realised these playing cards are over 100 years old. So there was me chopping up antiques. But don't worry, because I do have another pack, so that's good. And I won't promise I won't chop up the other pack. So we'll put those to one side. Got my signatures here. As you will see, I haven't yet sewn them in, and there is a reason behind that, because I don't like trying to work on a journal that is all lumpy and bumpy and trying to stick things down. And for as long as I can, I like to be able to work on a sort of flat or flattish page and a flat surfaces. So I haven't forgotten. It's not that I'm not going to bother. It's quite simple that for me, it's easier to do it sort of that way. So what do you think I produced? Those are the leftovers. Those are all the bits. So what do you think I made with all of those? Well, let's just clear this out of the way. And I'm trying not to move away from the microphone. I'm working on the sound. There we go. So this is what I've done. So let's see if I can bring you a bit closer. So this is my finished page. And as you can see, I turned the playing cards into little cottages in the forest. I'd already done this background page, which you might have seen. So the page was already there. And then let's start with this little cottage first. I started with, obviously, my blackberries card. And that was the Queen of Blackberries, because I thought she's Queen of Blackberries. And I'm actually working on a forest journal, which I've been working on for ages, but things keep happening or getting in the way, and it's taking a while to make. And obviously I'm doing Dephemerember at the moment. But that is a bigger picture of one of my forest girls, which will feature in my forest journal, which hopefully you might see sometime when I've done it. So I printed her out on some rice paper and then put her on the card and just distressed around the side. And then the house at the back, that's actually two playing cards, sort of one on top of the other. And for the cottage walls, I used a stencil and I put through some modelling paste. So you've got all the bricks and they're stones. It's a stone cottage. And when I've built up the windows with bits of card and painted it all. And then I left one little window so you can see the blackberry through the window. Painted the roof, put a crow on the roof. We put a crow on the roof. And then put some moss all over the walls because it's deep in the forest, you see, and it's all very sort of hidden away. My antique keys I put on a bulb pin, and I'd also got this tape. It's a Tim Holtz tape, which I'd had for ages and hadn't used it, but that is an incredible match for that. It was perfect. Look at that. It's just, I love it when things come together like that. And then I just put some dyed muslin along the side down there. And then down here there's a little something in here. So under here is a secret sort of flip up. And I might have to hold this up to the camera. We've got a little hidden key, and that is the key to her cottage, and it's on a little sort of mossy stone, and that's her key to the cottage. Now, I have to say, don't leave your spare key under a flower pot or a stone or a bit of moss, but in the forest, this sort of grungy, magical forest where she lives, is perfectly safe because everybody's very nice. So that is my first page. And opposite, because that didn't quite sort of match, but it does now, because what I did, I sort of put some black soot along that page, so because that was bright white, so that it was too much for contrast, so that blends a bit better. And then carrying on the blackberry theme, I cut out some individual blackberries, and I got some tiny buttons and then threaded those onto some black embroidery silk, sewed the buttons onto that, and then stuck the cut out blackberries on the top, and then sort of made a little dingly dangly thingy for that. So that concludes my first page for Dephemerember 2024. Now there may be a slight delay in uploading because I don't think I can keep up with uploading a new prompt in a new video every day, because I don't have any of the prompts made in advance or anything, and I don't want to rush a page in an attempt to sort of keep up with the schedule. So please forgive me if you see a completed prompt page several days after the prompt for that particular day. And also, if you've got a YouTube channel yourself, you know how much time it takes to do the filming, the editing, the uploading to YouTube, etc. But just know that I am beavering away in the background. I'm doing all the prompts, and I will upload as often as I can. So very much hope to see you again soon. And if you've enjoyed this, if you could give me a thumbs up, it just helps with the YouTube algorithm, as you probably know by now. But it's lovely having your company and to be part of Dephemerember. And I really look forward to seeing you hopefully again very soon. Bye bye.